And Tavares is all but out here. That'll do it. Khabib Nurmagomedov.
I think we've all heard of Khabib Nurmagomedov, the retired Russian mixed martial artist who has mastered several forms of the art, including wrestling, sambo, and judo. He holds the longest unbeaten record of 29 wins in mixed martial arts, best known as one of the longest-running lightweight UFC champions, holding the prestigious title from April 2018 to March 2021. Join us today in our deep dive into the world of MMA and find out what Khabib Nurmagomedov really thinks about Conor McGregor. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. Nurmagomedov is an all-around tough guy. He trained in martial arts from early on, watching in awe as his father trained his students. It was inevitable that he would follow in his father's footsteps. The most followed Russian on Instagram is also an international master of sports in army hand-to-hand combat, a world champion in combat sambo, and an international master of sports in pankration. Nurmagomedov began his combat training in 2001 when he and his family moved to Makhachkala. He specialized in wrestling, and when he turned 15, he also took up judo. Shifting from wrestling to judo in quick succession was difficult for the young athlete, but spurred on by his father, he continued his path to excellence, with his father wanting him to learn to compete in a gi jacket. September 2008 saw the emergence of a young and fresh Nurmagomedov in the MMA scene. After only a month, he managed 4 wins, 3 of which were all on the same day. The months after, he won the inaugural Atrium Cup Tournament Championship in Moscow. In the 3 short years that followed, he won 12 matches, including the M1 Global, which is virtually unheard of. He holds an unparalleled record of 16 wins and no losses, which caught the attention of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC, eventually signing a 6-fight deal. We think that this is why the acclaimed fighter might see Conor's recent loss to Dustin Poirier as an insult. He thinks that MMA is supporting him for celebrity status. Khabib caught the attention of the press when he fired off a series of tweets about finished Conor McGregor, continuing on to say that he thinks that MMA should no longer support him after his loss. Nurmagomedov retired from MMA in 2020 after defeating McGregor in a title fight in October 2018. I think we all remember how heated it got in the lead up to said fight, with the press playing a major role in building up the hype. McGregor has been accused of disrespecting Nurmagomedov's religion when he threw a dolly at a bus that he was on and famously jumped out of the octagon to confront McGregor's whole squad. The epic loss McGregor faced at the hands of Dustin Poirier by TKO on Saturday's UFC 264 is Khabib's main reason for his gripe. During that McGregor-Poirier fight, McGregor broke his lower left leg and started tweeting out insults and threats aimed at Nurmagomedov, trying to provoke a reaction. According to Khabib, the sport will pay a price if it continues to build up McGregor, who he doesn't think will be successful moving forward. Money and fame show who you are, Nurmagomedov told ESPN. All the time we hear that money and fame change people. No, when money and fame come, these two things show who you are. And what has McGregor done? He punched an old guy in a bar in 2019. You guys can watch everything he did and understand it's just like Justin said, this guy is a bag of blank. The interview with ESPN was very in-depth. You could really see the frustration in Nurmagomedov's eyes when he was going through all the reasons why he didn't believe McGregor was a valid threat. I saw a lot of tweets try to support him. How are you going to support this guy when kids, young generation watch him? Watch this sport? If you want to promote your fight, promote. He continues on. If the MMA community is going to support bad people, this sport is going to go in a bad way. Nurmagomedov isn't confident in his old rival's fighting abilities and sees him much more as a fleeting celebrity figure than an actual mixed martial artist. He thinks that McGregor's tendency to be more words than anything else is a liability and prefers to let his actions do the talking for him. He doesn't even expect his old rival to compete at such a high level ever again, citing a lack of hunger for sport along with his leg injury. Without broken legs, yes, he could be the same, Nurmagomedov said, but with broken legs, he's never going to kick the same. With him, no, I don't believe he'll return to the top. Conor has a good age, 32, but what happened with his mind, his legs, this guy is finished, but he's good for promotion. Nurmagomedov thinks that if and when McGregor does return to the sport, he'll be paired with either Poirier or Nate Diaz and will lose either match. The UFC tried and failed to persuade Nurmagomedov out of retirement following his shocking announcement, with President Dana White admitting his own defeat when Nurmagomedov wouldn't budge on his decision. Let us know what you think in the comments section below about the situation between these two, dare I say it, MMA legends. Do you think that Khabib is right, or are you on Team McGregor? Let's get talking. In other MMA news, news, Dan Hooker responds to Islam Makhachev. UFC Vegas 31 took place this past Saturday, with Islam Makhachev delivering a standout performance in his first main event. He was able to submit Thiago Moises with ease using a rear naked choke in the 4th round. After his win, he called for clashes between many of the top-ranked players in the lightweight division, including Rafael dos Anjos, Tony Ferguson, and Michael Chandler. One name he forgot to mention, Dan Hooker. The pair feuded once before when Hooker allegedly turned down a fight with Makhachev in favor of a bout with Paul Felder at the main event of UFC Auckland in late 2020. During the feud, Makhachev branded Hooker a coward, saying that he was too afraid to face him. After Makhachev's performance on Saturday, Hooker says he has zero regrets about his decision because Makhachev is not an entertaining opponent. I kind of was watching and on fast forward, I got bored, Hooker told Submission Radio, so I can't really, yeah, it kind of is what it is. Coming to the main event of UFC Auckland, I knew Felder was going to be the fight, and then Islam starts chiming in. So I started having a bit of banter with him, saying that I would have to give away tickets to the event in the car park of Pack and Save if I got booked with Islam Makhachev. Our next top story is the return of Miesha Tate to the UFC stage. She responded to Holly Holm following her first win out of retirement by telling bantamweights they can all get it. Tate has her sights set on another UFC title again, and she's willing to put the work in. Her 5-year retirement away from the sport showed her how thirsty she was to compete again for a championship. Returning back to the ring in style, she dispatched Marion Renault in a powerful performance before finishing the fight with a TKO in the 3rd round. The former UFC and Strikeforce champion came back into the ring heavy-handed and in good stead. She wasn't nervous at all, but more emotional than anything after a 5-year hiatus from the sport. It was like riding a bike, Tate said about her performance at the UFC Vegas 31 post-fight press conference. I got a little emotional on the walkout. I did. It was about halfway through. I just remember I almost felt like I was going to cry, like tears of joy. Lastly, Doo Ho Choi has confirmed his withdrawal from UFC Vegas 33 due to injury. Choi made the shocking announcement on Sunday via an Instagram post that an injury has reluctantly forced him out of the competition. He had to forfeit his upcoming battle against Danny Chavez, which was set to take place at UFC Apex in Las Vegas at UFC Vegas 33 on July 31st. Choi's post confirms that he suffered a shoulder injury while sparring last Friday. He said he won't be away for long, adding, "I'll be back in good condition soon," and that he would still like to fight Chavez. We don't know yet if the UFC will reschedule the fight or seek a replacement opponent to face Chavez on July 31st. We hope that Choi makes a speedy recovery soon because he's badly in need of a win. He didn't compete in a single match in 2020 and hasn't scored an official win since July 2016 when he defeated Thiago Tavares by 1st-round knockout. We hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please kindly leave a like and comment on the video. Also, please subscribe to our channel for more content just like this. Feel free to start a conversation below. We can't wait to hear what you have to say. And with that, it wraps up the video. Thanks for watching.